Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Brew Interviews, a podcast created by myself, Robbie, and my best friend Lauren, where we talk about all sorts of topics from movies and music to video games and just life overall. But most importantly, we will talk about beer while drinking beer. Each episode, we will each choose a different brew and we'll talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Brew Interviews.
The Brew Interviews, coast to coast, brews, faves, and more with Lauren and Robbie.
So, this is it, the first episode. Did you like that?
God, it was just beautiful, Robbie. You did that was such a nice job.
I only practiced it once.
That's what I used to do when I recorded the ads for our store.
So, since this is pretty much a new podcast, it's going to be the first episode, start out with a little bit of background information about us. Obviously, I am Robin. Oh, shit.
Robbie, you don't even know your own name. I'm keeping that.
First 2 seconds. Yeah, we're keeping it. I'm Robbie, and this is Lauren.
I'm Lauren. That's me, his best friend.
So basically, we're doing this podcast not only because we love beer and pretty much everything, which is what we're talking about.
Yeah, beer and everything.
She is based out of New Hampshire, and I am based out of California because this is where I currently work.
This is where I grew up, and I live, and I work.
You grew up in, where are you, Dover or Durham? Where are you?
I'm in Derry.
Derry. It starts with a D. I was close enough.
Yeah, that's all the D
Not too
names
worried.
in New Hampshire. It's fine.
I've been telling my parents that you live in Dover.
My parents keep telling people that I live in Dover too.
I don't see any point to correct it.
I mean, it's New Hampshire, so if you put a pin on it on a US size map, you're basically hitting the whole state anyways. So it doesn't matter what town you say. It's because I used to live in Dover. I'm sure that's why everyone.
Okay, you did live in Dover. I wasn't making that shit up.
I lived in Dover for a couple years before I moved back to Keene, and now I live in Derry because it's closer to my work.
So I wasn't totally wrong. You kind of did live there.
Yeah. I used to live there. It's fine.
Yeah. So a little disclaimer before we start getting into things. We both do swear. There will be foul language. It's not something we really care about that we have to watch. So if you...
I literally curse like a sailor. I curse like a sailor.
Yeah. And if you care about that kind of stuff, then I really don't care because we're going to keep doing it anyway.
Don't fucking listen.
Yeah, don't fucking listen. So basically how this is going to go is we are going to drink a different beer each episode, and we're going to talk about that beer to start off. So, Lauren, what are you drinking today?
Today, I am drinking Hop Stupid from Lagunitas. It's an 8% double IPA. I wanted to drink one.
8%?
It's 8%.
That's good. How many you got of those tonight?
Well, it's a 22-ounce bottle, so just one.
It's the big ass one?
Yeah, just one big ass bottle. Well, I wanted to drink a beer from New Hampshire that was brewed in New Hampshire because you're in California, and I knew that you were probably going to drink a beer that was brewed in California. So I wanted to drink one that was brewed in New Hampshire. The only beer that I have from New Hampshire was something called the Laughing Crow, I'm pretty sure, and I tried to Google it to find out some more information about it so that I could speak accurately to the beer, and I couldn't find anything. All that it said was that it was some sort of bottle. It was closed to the public, and it was some sort of bottling distribution thing. So
yeah, that's what I don't get. Like, what the fuck do they mean by that? Like,
I have no idea. I literally I think it's called the Laughing Crow, Amherst, New Hampshire, and I couldn't find anything. And I wonder, because there's another beer called the Laughing Crow that's brewed not in New Hampshire. I wonder if it's like a sister distributing plant of some sort. I don't know. All I know is that I couldn't find the information about it that I wanted, so I didn't drink it tonight. I blame my boss. It was a Christmas gift from my boss. That's how long I've had these beers. This one was also a Christmas gift from my boss. Well, it's because I've had a whole bunch of other beers that I've been trying to get through, and I haven't been in the mood to drink a big 22 ounce, and that's all I've had. So
hey, well, this podcast gives you an opportunity to be an alcoholic, so
yeah, perfect. Any opportunity that I can get to drink a beer and talk about it and not have anyone tell me that they aren't going to listen to me. Because I can't see any of our listeners.
So how do you like it so far? Because I've never had that one.
I've actually had this beer a few times before, and I always really enjoy it because sometimes double IPAs can be a little heavy for me, like a little too forward on like the malts and not enough taste of hops, and I really like it to be hoppy, and this is called Hop Stupid, and that's basically what it is. It's really like hop forward and like not malty, and it kind of tastes a little bit like grapefruit rind, but like not that super bitter taste that you would get from like a lighter IPA, I think, like not a double.
That's why I like this, what I'm drinking. which we'll talk about in a second. But see, I've drank a lot of Lagunitas because it's all out here in California.
Yeah, Little Something's good. I really like that from Lagunitas.
I think that's the only one I like.
Really?
I don't like a lot of that stuff. Yeah.
I would recommend the Hop Stupid because it's not that heavy double IPA that you're used to.
Yeah, well, that's why I like the white IPAs. I don't know if you ever had the whites.
I don't know. Maybe I have.
A white IPA is just like a super light. It's like, see, you don't like UFO.
No, I hate UFO. I hate any kind of beer that has like that wheat.
But it doesn't have a wheat taste. It's kind of it's just a citrusy,
no, it
fresh.
It does. It has a fucking nasty like putrid fish water taste. And I hate
fish
it.
putrid.
Putrid fish water. That's how I describe any sort of Belgian, really, because I just hate it. I just don't like it. There's something about it that I can't.
Yeah, well, you have bad taste.
Yeah, fuck you.
So today I'm drinking Stone, the Go-To IPA, which is amazing. It's about 4.8% alcohol, so it's actually pretty low. But that's kind of the point. The Go-To IPA, you're supposed to be able to drink it because normally IPAs are heavy as shit. And...
Oh, you mean like the 8% one that I'm drinking?
Yeah, exactly. Well, while you're drinking one, I'll be drinking how many I have of these.
That's true.
Yeah, it comes in 6-pack of pounder cans,
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know what pounder cans are, it's just 16 ounces. But I love this stuff.
What do you like about it?
I just love how it's super light and you can just keep on drinking it and you don't feel heavy and sluggish after drinking like some IPAs. Some double IPAs are just kind of harsh. So
yes, I think that we're both drinking beers that are very accurate for the climates that we're in. You're drinking like a nice light IPA that's like, oh, I'm gonna go out in the sun where it's like nice and warm and I want to have a nice crisp beer to drink. And I'm like,
yeah,
oh, it was snowing this morning, so here I am. I'm gonna drink a little bit of a heavier IPA. Keep warm. This New England weather that we have. It's snowing at the end of fucking April. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. I think last week here it was almost about the 80s.
Well, I hate you.
Like if you were just hanging out in the sun. Yesterday was beautiful.
I'm jealous. It was supposed to be 75 degrees and sunny yesterday, and it was not at all.
Instead, it snowed.
No, it didn't snow yesterday, but it was cold enough for me to have to wear a fleece when I was outside, and I am like a human heater, so... there you go. That's all I got.
Yeah, I've literally been in shorts and t-shirt, and yesterday I was like our pool. We have a pool in the apartment complex, but it's not open yet. I don't know why, but I was just sitting outside drinking.
They don't have the pool open all year round?
I don't think so.
But it's like...
Well, it said pool closed, but we all have a key for it, so we just kind of go in and do whatever.
Huh. I was gonna say, it's like always nice out. You're basically in the desert.
It's not always nice out today. It's actually it started raining like half hour ago, but
it was still like 70 degrees and warm.
Yeah, kind of.
All right. Well, have we discussed our beers as much as we're gonna? Do we want to talk about our favorite kind of beers?
My choices are better than yours. Sure, we can definitely do that.
Excuse me, sir. How about you just talk about what kind of beer that you enjoy?
Any IPA.
Damn, Skippy.
Except Lagunitas, apparently.
Except Lagunitas?
Those one of those sours that you drink. I just can't get into those all.
Oh, the Hermit Thrush. I love that brewery.
Sounds like an STD.
You sound like an STD.
Oh, he gave me the Hermit Thrush. Or like it's like a sex move.
I like that better. I like the Hermit Thrush as a sex move because thrush kind of sounds like thrust.
Well, thrush is also a female. Isn't it like a yeast infection? Isn't that what that is?
That's fucking gross. What?
I think it's called thrush. I think that's what it's called when you have the thrush or some shit like that.
Like the clap, but the thrush?
The clap is chlamydia.
No, I know, but like, is that what you're like comparing it to?
Yeah.
The thrush?
Well, not just an STD.
Listen.
I typed in thrush in Google. I probably shouldn't have done that.
A bird's gonna come up.
No, it's oral thrush.
What the fuck? What the fuck is oral thrush?
Well, if you shut up, I'll talk about it.
Okay, sorry.
An infection in which the fungus Candida albicans, whatever, accumulates in the mouth.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew. So is it like a yeast infection for your mouth?
Yeah, it says see results about yeast infection, yeah.
That's fucking disgusting. You know what? If they had been drinking Hermit Thrush sour beers instead of sucking dick, they wouldn't have that.
Well, it says here you get it from eating bad pussy, so.
Oh. Shit. I was like, oh no, something else I have to worry about.
I'm sure that's a way, yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
The Hermit Thrush. Good God.
Hermit Thrush. Oh.
It just sounds like a sex move, like with like a dude with a teeny dick. Just like the Hermit Thrush. Like
Oh. If you could have just seen the motion that Robbie made, it was really funny.
Yeah, maybe sooner or later we'll get some video for this podcast and we'll post it somewhere else. But
yeah,
at this point I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want.
To our non-existent listeners, stay posted. One day we're gonna have a live stream.
It's the first episode.
I know.
This is how any podcast ever started. They had 0 listeners until we had 1,
Who do you think our first listener is gonna be? My mom.
You?
Yeah.
Oh.
me and editing, post-editing. I'll be the first listener.
I'm not listening to this trash. This is horrible.
I know I wouldn't listen to us either. But everyone else should listen to us.
Yeah, everyone else. You're gonna make your mom listen to it.
Yeah. Oh, my mom's definitely gonna listen. And she's gonna.
Is she gonna be honest though?
No, she'll just nod her head and be like, "Oh yeah, it was cute." And then
It was cute.
Yeah, it was.
Until she doesn't hear what we talk about. And she's like, why did you have to say that?
Yeah, I know. I don't think my mom would be super surprised about anything that I say anymore. I've been much more open with my family about every aspect of my life recently. Did I tell you that I had like a peer mediation situation with my parents when we were in Florida? My parents are always arguing, but that's because they're like old and they bicker all the time. And it was so cute. I was like, Mom, Dad feels this way when you talk to him like this. I was like, Dad, Mom feels this way when you talk to her like that. And it was very cute. But
That's
I'm sure
awkward
that my
as
dad
shit.
will.
That's awkward as shit. Why would you?
No, it wasn't. I was like drunk, so it was fine. We were drinking a lot of wine. My parents are really the influence in my alcohol drinking in life because they're winos. They drink just so much.
Make them sound so bad. Wino is not
It's not a good term.
like that's not a good term that you call somebody.
Oh, well then what the fuck are they? Wine connoisseurs?
There you go.
Is that a classier way of saying that they just drink a lot of good wine?
By the way, this podcast can be a lot of us talking over each other sometimes, so
Oh yeah.
we'll try to work on that.
I'll fix it in editing, it's fine.
I don't think that's an option.
We should just have little lights. Like a little I'm talking like the on air lights.
Like station lights.
Yeah. Although I'm sure if my dad listened to this, he would give constructive criticism because he's like in radio.
Yeah.
Which would drive me crazy. That would make me so mad though, I think. No, maybe it wouldn't make me mad.
His criticism about your podcast.
Yeah.
And how you're talking about the thrush.
The thrush. Yeah, I don't know if I want my dad to hear me talking about the thrush, especially if it's something good from eating pussy.
Eating bad pussy.
Eating bad. All right, well, I only eat good pussy, so. Oh, sorry. Well, I think I'm talking too loud because my little red bar is like.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you start laughing or doing something like that, it's gonna go up a lot. But you can kind of edit that stuff out. And
post-processing. I didn't try editing anything. I just talked.
I did a little bit here and there, but not a whole lot.
Well, I downloaded this about an hour before. Like, literally, I downloaded it and then recorded something and then took a nap. And then I woke up and now we're recording this.
So just so everybody knows, I've been ready for like 2 weeks to start doing this.
Robbie's the only person that has his shit together.
Yeah. Laurie's a procrastinator.
That's why I need Robbie. That's why we're good friends, because he tells me what to do, and I'm really good at following through with it, but just not to the last minute.
Yeah, I'm a procrastinator too, but usually about stuff I don't give a shit about, like schoolwork.
I think that I've always been a procrastinator for everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for everything? Yeah, you're late to everything.
No, I'm not late to anything anymore. I've decided. I was always really so. Little history here. Robbie and I met in high school, and I was always late to anything. But I've decided now that that's not classy, and I want to be classy. So I show up.
You want to be being on time is classy?
Yeah. It's just like super trashy if you don't like. Well, maybe not trashy, but it gives me anxiety to show up late to things now. It's my old age.
You're old. I'm older than you, aren't I? Am I older than you by a year?
Robbie, you're much older than me. And by much older, yes, a year.
Yeah. And what year did we meet? So was it sophomore year?
Did we meet before we had sociology together?
Yeah.
All right, so we had sociology our junior year of high school.
So 2008? 2007, 2008?
2007, 2008. We must have met through our mutual friend. Can we say their names on this podcast?
I'd say their first names. I wouldn't. You know what? Fuck them. Allison Kirby and Alan Raymond.
I think we have to ask their permission to use their names, but I don't care.
Yeah, what do they know?
Well, they'll never know about this podcast, that's for sure. What up?
Yeah, we're just not going to tell them.
So our friends from high school, Allie and Alan. I'm sure that's how we met because you were friends with Allison first, right?
Yeah, we met in middle school.
Right, and I played softball with Allie in high school, and then we were chemistry partners in chemistry, which I took sophomore year. So yeah, we must have met sophomore year.
Yeah, that's like 10 years ago or more.
Holy shit, Robbie!
Yeah, that's a long ass time.
We've been friends for a long time, guys.
I know.
I dig it. Obviously, it's kind of cool if I'm like still friends with him. So
yeah, like that are the few people that you keep in connection with in the past and stuff like that. Like usually, like I talk to a lot of guys in my job. They don't talk to anybody that they went to high school with. Like it's just nobody.
I know. I feel like I was recently talking to somebody and I was I've been hanging out with a lot more friends from high school recently just because I feel like
Yeah.
I need to maintain my friendship connections better. And a lot of my friends are friends that I had in high school. But I feel like I was friends with everyone in high school. So, like, the fact that I keep in touch with maybe, like, 10 people seems like a lot of people from high school. But, like, for the amount of people that I was friends with, like, that's not a very high number, because I was just like one of those people that like drifted between like different cliques. Like, I was friends with all the drama kids, I was friends with all the sports kids, like I was friends with like the not good crowd kids.
The not good crowd?
You know what I mean?
You were a bad girl, is that what you're trying to say?
No, I am probably the most opposite of anything that would be a bad girl. Like,
I think the word is meek.
meek? You think I'm meek?
Meek. Back then.
Oh, back then? Yeah.
Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, totally naive to anything bad in the world. Just
Yeah, right.
everyone's good and I'm going to be friends with everyone. And then you grow up and realize that life is crushing.
and then when we found beer.
And that's why adults are allowed to drink.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Me too. I really enjoy beer. Having the privilege to drink it is wonderful.
I don't drink it as much unless I'm back home with you. I don't drink it a whole lot out here. Number one, because it makes me gain weight, and I have to like run my ass off just to maintain any sort of, shape.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate running.
I fucking hate running too, dude. When you used to make me go running with you, god damn it.
We made maybe 2 miles, maybe.
Oh, I know. But listen, that's the time in my life where I lost the most weight. And I actually haven't been drinking very much recently either. And I've been losing a shit ton of weight. And I'm like, oh, Jesus.
I don't drink beer during the week at all, like the work week.
I haven't been, except recently because I've been going on more dates. And it's easier to just like go to the bar and like have a beer at the bar.
Yeah.
So
calms your nerves, kind of relaxes you.
Yeah, but like a few years ago, I was coming home and drinking like an entire 6-pack at night after work.
Yeah, I can't. How do you do that?
Well, I don't. I don't do it anymore.
But you did.
But I was.
I couldn't even do that in my height of drinking. I couldn't do that. At least with beer.
Really?
At least with beer.
See, that was just like I literally drank like 3 beers minimum every day when I came home.
Holy shit! Yeah, that's a lot.
I know. Why do you think I gained so much weight? I'm not fat, by the way, people. I just gained weight by drinking a lot of beer. But you know what? Beer is good, and I'm happy with my self-image now. And
yeah, it's worth.
I'd rather be a couple pounds overweight and drink really good beer than be skinny and not have.
I am the same way.
Beer in my life.
I am the same way. I'd rather work out my ass off, just to maintain what I have now, than have a fucking 6-pack. I don't give a shit about that. So
exactly. Plus,
yeah. No
one likes a 6-pack because they're not fun to cuddle with.
I've never heard that.
Oh. I mean,
but yeah,
that's the stance that I take. Not that I date a lot of chicks with 6-packs, but
is it just radical opposites? It's like you either have a 6-pack or you have like a keg.
Okay. I'd take a keg over a 6-pack any day.
Would you?
I mean, if we're talking about actual beer, then yes. But
I'm trying to think who makes a good, because I know, was it Magic Hat? Magic Hat's a brewery based out of, it's Vermont, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Magic Hat's Vermont. One of my favorites.
No.
But
is it Magic Hat Connecticut?
No. It's either Vermont or New Hampshire. I don't remember which one.
Oh, it's definitely Vermont then.
Yeah. But I think they used to make a keg full of Magic Hat number 9. Mm-hmm. And they sold it at the campus convenience store.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because we used to get it. Yeah, and they were the only ones that made like a big keg like that.
That surprises me.
Yeah, exactly. It's a microbrew.
Because it's like such a good craft beer, yeah. They didn't have kegs of like Bud Light or like Heineken or something like that.
They did, but why not pay a little extra?
But like they had a choice of a good keg instead of like the shitty.
Yeah, and most kids in college don't know what the fuck they're drinking anyway.
Was it that much more? Was it?
But we did.
Like way more expensive?
I don't remember. I think the average keg is like $60.
Really?
50 or 60 depending on what you get.
And then a keg.
And then there's there's a refund deposit for the actual keg that you get if you bring it back, Mm-hmm. So you get some money back, but I was never in charge because I was underage. I mean, I was never drinking underage.
Oh, we didn't drink underage at all. We definitely waited till we're 21 to have a beer. When did you start drinking beer, Robbie, after you turned 21?
Like got into the good stuff?
Yeah, like when did you develop your taste of beer? Like what was your evolution process?
Oh man, that's a hard one. Because I think mostly growing up, my dad was a whiskey drinker. Uh-huh. And that's why I'm mostly a whiskey drinker now.
Right, you do drink a lot of whiskey.
But I do love good beer. I don't know. I think it's gotta be my uncle. Maybe my uncle and my dad. But my uncle like went through these periods where one year he would just drink one type of beer.
Yeah.
Like a lot of beer. And then the next summer would be something else. Like I remember he went through a Labatt's phase. I don't know if you've ever had Labatt's.
No, I was going to say, I don't think I've ever heard of that.
It's a Canadian beer, you know what I mean? It's like Canadian Budweiser pretty much. It's better than Budweiser, but...
I would hope so. The equivalent of.
Yeah. I went through Labatt's, and then he went through a Heineken stage for a long time.
A Heineken stage?
Heineken stage,
That
yeah.
sounds
And then there was, I think he did, I can't remember the name of the beer. Was it Killian's? No, Newcastle. I think he did Newcastle.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't like Newcastle.
No,
But
I'm not a fan of brown ales
Yeah.
at all.
But there's a lot of microbrews in Vermont. And that's where they live. So he would always bring something new. And then my dad always liked good beer too. So he
What'd
never
your dad
drank
drink?
garbage.
Like, what was the main beer in your fridge growing up?
Wasn't a whole lot of beer.
But, like, the couple bottles on the top shelf or whatever shelf he kept it on. My dad always kept the beer bottles on the top shelf.
My dad probably would have had a lot of Heineken.
Really?
Because he likes that kind of skunky taste, yeah.
That, like piss? Like,
It doesn't taste like piss. I like a good Heineken.
no, I don't know if I've ever, I think I may have ever only had, like, 2 Heinekens in my life.
Get the Heineken in a can. For some reason, I think it just tastes better.
Okay. Well, so where do you stand on I know that some people are pretty snobbish about drinking beers out of cans. What's your stance on this?
I love it. I think a good microbrew tastes 1,000 times better in a can.
Yes.
Than in a bottle for some weird ass reason. I don't know if it's the way the light affects the beer through the bottle. You know what I mean? Like I've heard that's an issue, but
yeah. Well, I think that people really underestimate beers that are in cans, but cans are like much better. Like beers stay better in cans than they do in bottles because you don't get any light pollution, and like it's better for the environment to like have cans because
and it's probably cheaper to produce, which is probably one thing. So you save more money when you buy an already expensive microbrew.
Yeah, that
is one of the other things. But I mean, was it Sam Adams used to have a whole campaign, like I think it was like back in like the early 2000s, about how their 6-pack bottles had a higher like cardboard casing to protect it from the sunlight as opposed to cheaper brands.
Just put it in motherfucking cans, guys.
But do you remember that though? I don't know if you...
No.
That was like their whole thing was like Sam Adams makes higher cardboard boxes, you know what I mean? So the sun can't penetrate our bottles and...
To keep the sun in.
Yeah, it was legit. I still remember it, so it's pretty good.
So funny. Maybe I don't have cable. I haven't had cable for a few years. Like I just got cable again, like for the first time in like 3 years.
Well, this is like when you're middle school and high school age.
Motherfucker, you think I remember commercials from high school?
Bitch, I remember every commercial jingle,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but you're insane.
I know. It's bad. I'll just like I still remember like jingles from businesses back home.
Yes, I was just gonna ask you if you remember like Sid's Carpet and Snooze Room or like or the Wallier Chevrolet.
Wallier Chevrolet and Oldsmobile. No one thinks it's true.
That was my favorite jingle growing up.
It really was.
Plockins
furniture.
See, they should just hire us to do their jingles.
To do ad reads. Hey, maybe eventually it'll get to that.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do them, so hey.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Lauren used to do radio ads with your father.
I started out doing them with my dad when I was in 5th grade because my parents owned a local business and my dad works in radio, so I got the privilege of learning how to record radio ads from like 5th grade high school. It was basically just a way for me to earn some extra money because, you know.
Yeah, just like a prostitute, so.
Yes, I was a radio prostitute, guys.
I was a radio prostitute. It's the same kind of idea, right? Other people hire you for things that they need, and then they give you money.
So literally everyone who has a job is a prostitute.
It's just legal.
Yeah. I had a legal radio prostitution job.
Well, you can go to, I don't know if is it all of Nevada that prostitution is legal? And it's just got to be like in the house, or is it just like Reno? Because I know Reno for sure.
I know, I was going to say Reno for sure. There used to be a show on HBO called The Bunny Ranch or something like that.
Yes, I've seen The Bunny Ranch.
Was that in Reno?
I don't know. It was in Nevada.
I definitely used to watch that like on my little tiny TV that had like the VHS player in it, like the TV.
The combo?
And like the TV combo of like...
Oh yeah, I played a lot of video games.
It's like late at night and my parents are like sleeping. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah.
This like Bunny Ranch show.
No, that's when The Girls Gone Wild commercials would come on late at night. You remember those?
No, I never saw any Girls Gone
You never
Wild.
saw those?
No, not until we got like DirecTV or whatever, like the new big cable things were, because we always had like up to channel 40 or something, and then like DirecTV came out or something.
You should have had it then. It was always on Comedy Central.
Yeah, see, I didn't watch. I if I was watching TV that late, it was either Roseanne, because I wasn't allowed to watch Roseanne, or I know my parents were not prudes. My mom just thought it was kind of trashy.
Lauren's parents are
My parents are fucking awesome, and you
unique.
know it.
Yes, they are awesome, but they are unique.
Yeah, my parents are just something. They're much older than the average 26-year-old's parents, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, but so was mine. At least my dad.
How old's your dad?
My he was born in 52, so however old that fucking thing is.
So he's like 60 something.
He's 60, yeah, 64, 60, somewhere around there. I
Yeah,
don't know.
so he's close to my mom's age. I think my mom and your dad are like the same age. Wait, what'd you say? 50s? What year?
60s. My
60.
dad was born in 52.
52. Yeah, that sounds about
I'm
right.
not gonna do math.
No, I don't want to do math either.
That's not why we
too
started
late for
this.
that
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, I didn't start a podcast to do motherfucking math, okay? I did it to drink beer and talk about
Yeah.
shit.
Beer is science, and we're doing science.
Beer, we're doing science.
That works or is it chemistry? Chemistry, science, whatever.
Chemistry. I mean, chemistry is a science, right?
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Oh. It's the 8% alcohol, guys. Not really though, because I'm almost done with it, and I don't feel anything. So.
Yeah, until you stand up and you're just like, oh.
No, I have a really high tolerance for alcohol, I think.
For beer, I do not. I can drink a half bottle of whiskey and be fine. I do it like consistently.
Oh, see, if I drank a half bottle of whiskey, I would be dead, because I get super sick if I drink whiskey. So
I don't. I get no hangover. I get nothing.
I'm the same way, but with tequila. I drank an entire bottle of tequila in one day and been fine the next day.
So I did want to bring up a topic that I heard on another podcast.
Okay.
If any of you watch the Joe Rogan Experience, it's an awesome podcast, obviously starring Joe Rogan. If you don't know who Joe Rogan is,
get a life.
if you didn't watch Fear Factor growing up as a kid, I don't know what the fuck you were doing.
Right? I love that show. Do you like that
Yeah,
show?
right? I love that show. He had another comedian on his podcast who I adore. He's one of my favorite comedians ever. That's Tom Segura. I don't know if you've ever had a chance to listen to him.
His name sounds familiar.
Get on Netflix and watch. He has 3 specials on Netflix, I think.
Oh, wow.
Fucking hilarious. It's just an R-type comedy. And he actually...
What was his name?
Tom Segura.
Tom Segura. I'm going to just look him up.
Yeah. Anyway, he got in trouble on his last stand-up special because he was talking about the word retarded.
Oh. Now, I have strong opinions on the word retarded. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he just, he calls it the R word. And he goes... If you watch the bit... Mm-hmm. He kind of goes into more things about words that you can't say anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And how there should be a replacement for the word retarded. And he's like, you can't just replace stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it's a great bit. He's hilarious. But I guess people found that offensive that he talked about retarded.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, in a petition of like 100 and I think he said 100,000 or 60. It's like 160,000 or 60,000 or something like that. People signed a petition to get him kicked off Netflix.
What? Because
yeah, exactly.
he talked about the word retarded?
Exactly.
All right,
and most people didn't even watch the bit or don't know anything about it.
It was
they just did it
all
because
fucking millennials.
Yeah, right.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
because it's a trigger word and it's bullshit.
All right. Well, I want to just make it very clear that I am not a fan of the word retarded.
You're not.
No, but and I freedom of speech, what the fuck ever. I don't have a problem. For anyone who hasn't figured out how much we've been talking about pussy lately, but I am gay, so I'm real gay,
yeah.
And I don't have a problem like with the word fag or like people saying that something is gay.
Unless it's like a derogatory, like aimed at you.
Yeah, unless you're coming up to me being like you're a fucking faggot, then I'm like,
yeah.
ooh, like ooh, but
yeah, that's rude. That's different.
Yeah, if you're being rude about it, then go fuck yourself. But
yeah.
Like
I just
have a problem with the word retarded, and I don't know if it's just because I don't like the way that it sounds.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily like. I don't know. I don't like when it's used, and my sister uses it, and now my nephews use it, and it makes me very. It's just one of those words that makes me uncomfortable.
Retard. Retard or just calling something retarded.
When somebody is calling something retarded. But
Yeah.
I think it's really just because I don't like how the word sounds. Like it's just not like it's not
Is retard like you're moist? Like you can't hear the word moist.
I think that might be what it is. But I also just don't think that it's a word that needs to be used. Like there's so many other like synonyms for like retarded that it's not necessary. But I also feel very like sympathetic towards this guy, because if he's just talking about the word retarded, like he's a comedian, that's his bit.
Yeah, exactly. He's not even talking about it. It's a joke.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm like. He's a comedian. That's his joke. Like, just fucking get over it, people. Like, it's
exactly.
not like
That's
he's
what he
out
was saying.
there like trying to protest the use of the word like retarded. Like, I think leave them alone. Don't get
that's
all
what he
up
did.
in arms about it.
Yep, that's what he said. He's like, he took, because Netflix didn't acknowledge the petition, didn't acknowledge the people saying all that stuff. They just ignored it and hoped it went away. And that's what Segura is doing as well. It's just like, I'm not even going to talk to these people. They're irrational. They're morons. Like, I don't know what we call them, morons. Might be misquoting, but
I mean, he might as well have just called them morons.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah,
it's
not
crazy.
Like
I love.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I love when people get mad at comedy bits.
I know. Come on, guys. It's comedy. Like,
yeah,
it's not supposed to be serious.
It's not like he's out there on the street with like a fucking KKK robe and shit.
Yeah, he's not picketing. He's not like picketing for anything. He's not being out there like saying derogatory or negative things about retarded people, like, or mentally handicapped. However you want to.
You just said retarded.
I know. Well, I was saying it because like we're talking about the context of the word. I don't like it. That just gave me a little bit of a heart palpitation to say it, but it's still like it's not. People need to just let it go.
Yeah, especially when it's part of a comedy. Yeah.
Yes. This
is crazy.
I listen to a lot of podcasts that are hosted by comedians. Like I listen to...
I thought you were going to say hosted by retards.
No.
That's okay.
No.
Your way was better. Let's go that way.
No, but I listen to a lot of podcasts hosted by comedians, and they have like a similar stance, obviously, because they're comedians. But it's like...
Who do you listen to for a comedian podcast?
So one of my favorite podcasts is called Guys We Fucked, and it's hosted by Corinne Fisher and Christina Hutchins.
Christina Hutchins sounds familiar.
Yeah, she's really funny and she's hot as fuck. But like,
yeah,
they're both really funny, and I've tried to like look up a little bit of their actual stand-up on YouTube, and what I've seen is really good. And their podcast is very enlightening and empowering. It's an anti-slut shaming podcast. Which would, I think...
I don't even know what does that entail? I don't even...
Anti-slut shaming. So, like... Excuse me, sorry, I had to take a sip of this delicious beer that I'm drinking.
Sponsored by Lagunitas.
Yeah. Oh, hop stupid. So, just, like, women can be sex positive, and, like, positive conversation about sex, and, like, having healthy sex, or, like... Women can wear what the fuck they want and not have to worry about like being judged by men. But it's just a very.
Do you think that's a thing still?
What?
Because I like just girls not being able to be, or not girls, women not being able to be comfortable just with sex, and because they always bring up that same garbage all the time. It's like, oh, if a guy sleeps with a bunch of girls, he's a stud, and if a girl sleeps with a bunch of guys, she's a slut. I'm like, that's like 30 years old. Like, nobody does that shit anymore. Like,
oh no, I think that society is starting to come around to it. Like, it's starting to be less taboo for women to be more sexually explorative than it has been. But I think that like you and I come from a very liberal bubble in like from New England.
Just accepting. I wouldn't even say liberal. I would just say accepting.
Yeah, that's true. We won't bring politics into this.
Because I ain't no liberal.
Yeah, I am. I'm super liberal.
I like my guns.
Hey, I don't have a problem with guns. We won't talk about gun trade.
Yeah. Well, that's another one.
First podcast. For the 2 listeners that we got, goodbye. No.
Did you say 2 listeners or the toothless?
two. For the toothless listeners that we got, the 2 listeners that we had, we just lost them. Hello, come back. Yes, I think that it is still a issue.
Really?
That our society.
Maybe it is because we lived in a bubble where everyone was fine.
Also,
with
you're like a white guy, so it's not necessary.
I'm not black.
Like, oh shit, that's what I've been missing out on.
Yeah.
No, Yeah, so you don't necessarily see it, and I don't necessarily see it up front either because I'm not like some really beautiful like sorority chick. You know what I mean?
So, I don't know. I mean, think about it this way. A lot of my closest friends are girls.
Yeah,
So I've
they're
kind
all beautiful. Shout out Allison.
I hope she listens to this.
Oh, that was our third listener who also just stopped listening.
Yeah, who just left. Actually, no, if anything, that would make her listen more.
I know, she's like, oh, I
shout out to
am
Allison.
the star of this podcast.
Yeah. Lauren thinks you have a pretty smile, so
You do.
if you ever get divorced...
Listen, I've been there. I can help console you.
Oh, man.
Oh.
We're going to have such a hard time staying on topics.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have like 7 hours of recording.
It's the
Have to cut it
ADHD
down to an
brains kicking
hour.
in.
So you listen to the Joe... Oh, and also the Guys We Fuck podcast also refers to the Joe Rogan Experience. That's what it's called, right? Joe Rogan Experience. It refers
Joe
to
Rogan
that
Experience.
quite often.
Really?
Yeah, they listen. I think they were actually on his podcast.
It's possible.
Yeah, they're dope. I got their book. You should all listen to them.
Yeah. I like Joe Rogan's podcast, but the only problem with it is he tends to talk a lot, and he talks over his guests sometimes.
Oh, you mean like I talk over you?
And he's also one of those guys... No, not talking over maybe, but just kind of controlling the conversation.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's
But
like good for a podcast, though. I feel like you have to have a little bit of like
Kind
control.
of. But he also thinks he's right on everything. You know what I mean? Like, he just has that mindset. He's a smart dude. He's a really smart dude. But sometimes it's just like he portrays his opinions as fact.
Yeah.
And it's like, Joe, shut up, Joe. Like,
It's like, maybe not. Maybe not. See,
Yeah.
maybe I should start listening to this podcast because I used to like...
he interviews everybody.
Yeah, and he has like a really good rep like in
Oh,
the
yeah.
podcast community. So maybe one more podcast I have to listen to. How many
Yeah,
different
right.
kinds of podcasts do you listen to? Because
3?
obviously we decided to start our own, so I assume you listen to more than just Joe Rogan.
4 mainly that I actually keep up with. I do pretty much all comedians, or at least Joe Rogan Experience, Your Mom's House, which is Tom
Mom's
Segura's.
House?
Yeah, it's called Your Mom's House. It's starring Tom Segura, the comedian we were talking about with the retarded stuff, and his wife Christina Pajinski, and she's also a stand-up comedian.
Is she blonde?
Yes.
Yeah, she sounds like a blonde.
And they're fucking hilarious together because they both have like a dark sense of humor, so it just works.
I love that.
Which is that's the one I think you should definitely listen to.
Okay, I will. I'll look into it.
Yeah. The other one is the Church of What's Happening. That is with another
Church?
comedian. The Church of What's Happening. That's
So
Joey
you listen
Diaz.
to something with the word church in the title?
No real religion here. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, no, I'm
But,
also very unreligious.
The Church of What's Happening is Joey Diaz. He's a super hilarious comedian. If you ever get a chance to listen to him,
His name sounds very familiar, so I'm sure.
Joey Coco Diaz. He's an older guy, Cuban, immigrated here with his family when like in the 60s or 70s. Anyway, he has the most crazy stories ever.
What's his name?
Joey Diaz. You might recognize him from some movies. He's done some short stuff, but his podcast is amazing. Mostly because he's high a lot of the time. He's huge into edibles and all that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he looks
A
familiar.
big fat Cuban guy. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the best stand-up comedians right now. And then I follow a lot of gaming channels on YouTube, and one of them is Funhouse, Funhaus, and they do a lot of gaming-related stuff. But Funhouse, but they have a podcast every week they call Dude Soup.
Dude Soup.
It's hilarious.
I like the name of that a lot.
Yeah, and if you like gaming and that kind of stuff, that's what they cover in a lot of their stuff. But
Is it any specific kind of console, or is it just like gaming?
no,
in general?
it's everything. Mostly like most of their podcast is like new gaming news or controversies, stuff like that. And, like I think their last one was on Far Cry 5 that just came out.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the new one that just came out, right?
Yep, amazing by the way.
Is it? My nephew, who is 13, to give reference for everyone, is very into gaming, and he was trying to give me the lowdown on the Far Cry game that just came out. He's like, the last one sucked. This one's great.
Yeah,
Because I haven't played it. I tried to download the like trial.
the demo.
Yeah, the demo, because I have a PlayStation 4, and Robbie has a Xbox, so we have this banter.
One
quite
of us clearly bought the better console, so
Yeah, me.
yeah.
So I've been thinking about downloading the new one because it sounds like it's better than the last one.
Yeah, oh, it's amazing.
And the demo for the last one, I don't know if I just like downloaded it incorrectly or something, but it just was not working. So I never got to play. I've watched my nephew play the other one.
Yeah, It looks beautiful. It plays amazing.
So I should get that.
Yeah, definitely should.
I was gonna play Fallout all day today, and then I didn't.
You should put Fallout down and buy Far Cry 5.
Well, you know what, Robbie? Maybe I will.
You got a job and disposable income.
I know, right? I work a good job. There's another game that I can never remember the name of it, but it has like robot dinosaurs in it.
Yeah, that's a PlayStation only. Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon, yes, okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That one looks fun.
Zero Dawn. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Beats the shit out of me, whatever.
Yeah, I heard that's good too. But yeah, I don't have a PS4 yet, so
Well, you're missing out.
I don't spend the money.
Friend. Listen.
you listen.
You listen. PlayStation's the best.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
So I'm in the middle of a game deal with somebody online.
Mm-hmm. Robbie collects and cleans
Retro stuff.
Retro video games.
All the retro game stuff. I do not have like an actual Super Nintendo system.
Oh,
I have
I
the
do.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I have the Retron 5, which plays everything. It plays Super Nintendo, Famicom, Super Famicom, Genesis, Mega Drive.
I almost bought one of those
Everything.
the other day, just so you know.
They're amazing.
I was on Amazon.
Anyway.
Real close. It went in my shopping cart, and then I changed my mind.
But I kind of wanted an actual Super Nintendo just to have for my collection.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy posted online, and it was a complete in box Super Nintendo, still
Holy
in the
shit.
plastic.
Holy
And
shit.
it's the special Zelda edition that came with Zelda Link to the Past in it. And I was like, whoa, I really want this. And so I messaged the guy. And he also has an original Nintendo still in the box.
Robbie, stop.
It was the action set that comes with the zapper, the gun.
Yeah.
That's still in the box, still has all the styrofoam, everything. And then I think it comes with like 2 games. And I was like, hey, how much do you want, for this stuff? And we were haggling. And he goes, hey, do you want a Super Scope? And if you don't know what a Super Scope is, it was the Super Nintendo's equivalent of the zapper that the Nintendo had. So it's his big ass bazooka looking thing. If you look
Holy
up a picture,
shit.
it is the worst thing ever. It was a piece of shit.
Oh.
But
the gun
huge.
for the original Nintendo makes me so happy. That sound is one of my
Yeah,
favorite sounds.
It's amazing. But he has that complete in the box with all the manuals and the cardboard and still in the plastic.
Holy shit.
And so if this deal goes through, I should be picking this up for under $300, which is really good.
That's amazing,
So,
Robbie.
I am super happy if that goes through.
The fact that it's Zelda makes me so
Yeah,
happy.
the Zelda edition one, I've never seen it before. That's the thing. I've never seen that one with the Zelda included.
And that's for the Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Because when I first got mine when I was a kid, I had the Killer Instinct edition, which was a fighting game, which is awesome. And there was like the Donkey Kong one that came with the Donkey Kong Country game.
I have the Super Mario one.
Yeah, the one that came with Super Mario World. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one that I
And
have.
there was different sets that came out, but this is the Zelda one, which I didn't even know existed. Yeah.
I fucking love Zelda. I have a tattoo of Saria's song on my shoulder.
Aria's song, isn't it?
Saria?
I thought it was the Aria of Sorrow.
No.
Isn't that what you have?
Saria's song. It's
that
like
Saria?
it's
I
the
don't remember that.
forest
Is
song.
that what it's
Song of
called?
the Forest.
Yeah.
Essentially,
Okay.
it's called Saria's song. Yes.
That's weird.
No, from the Ocarina of Time. From
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's
Nintendo
N64 version.
Yeah, I have it on my shoulder right here. Not that anyone can see where I just patted.
Oh,
but
yeah, right. Yeah.
I love Zelda. It's my favorite.
Oh yeah, I got the whole complete in box, Majora's Mask and
Listen,
Ocarina of Time.
I unpacked my Majora's Mask. I recently moved, everyone, and I unpacked my Majora's Mask, and there's a chip in the cartridge, a chip, like a chip of the
a chunk
plastic
taken out?
misting. It's just gone.
Really?
I'm gonna lose my fucking shit.
Is as long as the pins are okay, you should be
I think the
able to play
pins
it
are
still.
okay, but it's like it's on the corner by the pins. Like if it was somewhere
you
else, like on the top or something, I wouldn't be so upset. But it's
You should still
literally
be
the
okay.
corner by the pins, and I haven't played it since I've unpacked. So I
You
need
should
to
be okay.
test it out. No.
My baby.
Well, listen, Majora's Mask is a very expensive game. It's like $50 online.
Yeah, I could probably find it for like 35 for you, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but you know what? I had it. I got it. Like
I know.
So I don't want to pay any more money for one.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yes.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Laura and I are very into video games, so that might be a future topic of conversation.
I think it will. We'll aim for like
Oh,
episode
definitely
3 or
will.
something.
Yeah, two or three. We'll get to that.
It'll be soon. You guys can listen to us ramble about video games for an hour.
I
or
am
so.
okay with that because I got nobody to ramble to here.
I know. I don't know anyone who likes to play video games. You know how disheartening it is to
Just be by yourself.
to be by myself. Be like, oh, I'm playing Fallout, and then have no one care.
Well, that's a one-player game, so that's okay.
Yeah, but I love Fallout. I love Fallout. Hold on. So my
Edit this out.
Sorry, my upstairs neighbor, his fire alarm goes off quite often, and I'm not sure why. So I thought his fire alarm was going off again, but it was just my cat.
Yes, Lauren is a lesbian who lives alone and owns a cat.
I have a dog
Just in case.
too.
Yeah, sure you do.
You've met him. Listen, I have the best dog in the whole world. His name is Minor. There will be videos and photos of him posted on our social media accounts, which, by the way, we should probably mention.
Yeah, if we didn't plug our social media, what's the point?
Plug our social media. Okay, so we have an Instagram account. It's called the Brew Interviews. I'm gonna man that. So like,
Should be. Is it one word? Plural? One word?
I'm pretty sure that like all Instagram screen names are one word.
One
right?
word.
Yeah.
Oh, I know Twitter is. Yeah, you can find us on Twitter at Brew Interviews, plural. Yeah, we try to follow as many beer companies as we can, beer news, anything like that. Stuff that we find interesting. I'm sure Ellen will show up there because Lauren loves Ellen. But yeah.
Listen, I created a Twitter for this podcast. I didn't create the Twitter's podcast, but I created a Twitter so I could follow our podcast.
Yeah, just so we have an extra one.
So, but because I had not had a Twitter before, the first thing I did was follow Ellen DeGeneres. I didn't even follow our podcast first. I just followed her.
You don't even have a picture yet. I'm looking at it right now.
I have literally no idea how Twitter works, Robbie. I don't.
Yeah, it's the same as Instagram, just with statuses.
Yeah,
You
but
figure it out.
I haven't even been using Facebook recently for statuses, so like I don't have
That's
anything
sad.
good to say.
Yeah, you just been sending me a shitload of Snapchats.
Listen, you
We
can
have 3
follow me
followers.
personally on Instagram. No.
At the sad lesbian at
It's not sad
Instagram.com.
lesbian because I'm not a sad lesbian. I am a lesbian. I'm not sad. It's the Wandering Keyes, Keyes. You can follow me there.
If you like puns, you will love Lauren's Instagram.
No, if you like pictures of beer and my dog,
Yeah, pretty much.
then you'll like Instagram because that's what it consists of.
Same with her Snapchat too, people.
Yes, because beer and dogs are really all there are to live for in life, right?
What do you prefer, like out of the big 3, like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat?
Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Okay, so I thoroughly enjoy Snapchat.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like it gives me a chance to give people just a glimpse into my extraordinarily exciting life.
And you can send nudes.
And I can send nudes.
And they disappear.
I don't think that I haven't recently sent any nudes over Snapchat.
Yeah.
Although I
Well,
thoroughly enjoy getting them.
Yeah, I was gonna say you confuse my number with other people's numbers, so don't do that and accidentally send me something.
Oh, I confuse your texting number. I will literally open my text and think that I'm texting the person that last texted me, but it'll just go to Robbie because
Yep.
he's like the same color. My phone automatically assigns a color to a contact, and you're like the same color as like the top 4 people that I text, so they just end up going to you. But I won't send you a nudie
That's good.
Snapchat.
You'll double check.
I triple check my nudes.
Yeah.
Not that I send many nudes.
So do you like Snapchat more?
Yeah, okay, so I like Snapchat because it allows me to like stay in like instant contact with people. And
Yeah.
and it makes me feel like kind of cool. Like if I'm going to a concert or like with friends,
Yeah.
I can like have my Snapchat story, or I can just like send it to like one specific person. Like it adds a lot of dynamic if you're like dating people or like have certain friends that understand like a certain portion of your life or something. Like I know that there are friends that I can snap dog pictures to. I know that there are friends that I can snap beer pictures to. And then like there are snaps that I take that I know that I don't want to send my sister, so I pick everyone else and like don't put it on my story.
Yeah.
So I thoroughly enjoy Snapchat. I
Really?
think my next choice would be Instagram because I really like taking pictures of things, and I don't really like. Yeah, people post pictures and like rant about shit, but like I don't have to read the caption of the picture to like it. You know what I mean? Like, and Facebook is just a lot of people bitching. Like, I'm
Yeah,
so
but that's what
I'm so sick of like negative.
That's what it's going to turn into, though. That's what Instagram is going to turn into.
Yeah,
It's
but
just not there yet.
But yeah, well, that's what I mean. It's not there yet, so I don't have to worry about that because I'm like over Facebook and like people bitching and like just wanting attention.
Yeah.
Which is why I've like recently like veered away from Facebook because of that.
I just like it because I get a lot of my news through there. You know what I mean? It's like almost like instantaneous, like sports news, especially sports news for me.
See, I don't
I just
watch
like
I don't listen and watch a lot of sports news.
Yeah, I mean we're talking on Facebook video chat right now. I mean,
well, see, and I like Facebook for that kind of thing. And I'm not saying I don't like Facebook. Like, yes, I use it. Like, I post statuses. Like, I post my Instagram photos on Facebook. Like, but of those three, it's my least favorite.
Yeah.
I like social media. I think that it's a good platform to get like the word out about things, and I think it's a good platform to like share opinions with people and like learn about folks and like stalk the shit. No, just
stalk people. I mean,
or like figure out information about somebody that you might be like going on a date with. Like, I like social media, but of those three, Facebook is my least favorite.
You basically just said you like Facebook because you like stalking people.
I know.
Future dates and
no, but you know what I mean. Like
yeah. I like Instagram just because it's. I think I'd rather post a picture on Instagram than Facebook only because it's faster.
Yeah.
I can just go bloop bloop bloop. Put a fucking filter, even though I don't know how to use them. I sent one today.
I love filters. I will literally spend hours filtering something.
I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe because I'm not picky when it comes to that kind of stuff. But
and this is why I will be handling our Instagram account because
right.
I just really on my phone. The only reason I chose this phone, I have a Google Pixel, is because it takes the best pictures. Go fuck yourself, Robbie. He has an iPhone. I don't understand iPhones. I don't get it.
Like one of those Samsung Galaxy people too. Like, I don't have an iPhone. I have a Samsung Galaxy. Like, shut up.
I don't. My
you
parents
goddamn
have Samsung Galaxies.
Technology hipster wannabes. Like,
honest, I just like the Google Pixel because it fits in my hand. I have very small hands.
What's wrong? I have the iPhone 6 or 7. One of them.
I'm just an
It's
Android
perfect.
user, Robbie.
I'm
just an Android user. So Robbie and I differ on the best video game consoles and
phone companies.
Type.
You know, the usuals.
The usual things that friends argue about. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So wait, did we go through all the podcasts that you listen to and why you like them?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's another one called Off Topic. That's the Achievement Hunter podcast. That's another gaming podcast, but it actually revolves not just around gaming. It's kind of pretty much them getting shit-faced, like really shit-faced every once in a while.
Yeah.
Just yelling at each other.
Oh, like what we do.
Yeah, but ours is more organized.
Not our podcast. When we used to live close to each other, we would just come over and we would get shit-faced and you would
just yell at each other.
I'm an annoying drunk, or at least I used to be. So.
You're not annoying. You're just huggy.
Oh, yeah. I'm a very affectionate person.
You know what time it is?
Beer time?
It is beer time.
Wonderful. I'm almost done with mine. I'm going to need another one.
I am done with mine. I need to grab another one. Or do you just want to should you grab yours now? That way we can just edit this part out.
Yeah. We should put in like elevator music here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Okay. We just do like a tune.
Yeah. Or like a fridge door opening and like a beer
or just
and like a beer cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of elevator music. Just like stand by for technical difficulties or something.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Go get your beer. I'll get my beer. Okay.
Add in elevator music here.
While Robbie and Lauren are getting a new beer, let's take this time to remind all you out there that you can follow us on all our social media platforms, such as on Instagram @TheBrewInterviews or Twitter @BrewInterviews. And if you have any questions or suggestions for the show, contact them at thebrewinterviews@gmail.com. Now, back to the show.
And we are back from a beer break.
Yes.
If you don't know what that is, that's when we get a new beer. That's pretty much all it is.
Because I finished my 22-ounce 8% beer, and I decided I needed another one at,
hey.
What time is it? 9:17 at night?
Yeah, it is for you.
Yep, on a Sunday.
Still the evening for me.
Robbie's got the advantage of having the 3-hour difference.
And not having to work
behind
Mondays.
me. And what?
I don't work Mondays, so.
Son of a bitch.
I know.
Well, Robbie wins. Luckily, I don't particularly care about. I have an 8:30 meeting in the morning, but
I was gonna say you got a pretty chill job. It's not too bad.
yeah, I have
Yeah.
a great job.
You know the Patreon stuff that we were talking about,
Yeah,
like creating a Patreon account. So I kind of started one.
yeah.
It's not complete yet, but
You
it's
know
in the
how we
works.
talked about a Patreon? Oh, I made one.
Yeah. Well, I was bored. So basically, when you're creating a Patreon, it asks you simple information about what you want to be on your page and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the disclaimer things that they talk about is they ask if there's going to be any nudity, like adult nudity and all this stuff. I think it's actually said adult
That's
nudity.
hilarious.
I know.
As
I was
opposed
like,
to
is that-
child nudity. Like,
Exactly.
what the
I was like,
fuck?
that's fucking weird. And I wanted to click yes just as a joke, but I was like, oh, probably shouldn't do that because it's gonna fuck everything up.
I could make a T-shirt with some titties on it.
Just to post on Patreon. That's it. You can
Yeah.
get our Patreon titty T-shirt.
If any of our non-existing listeners want to draw up some
Some titty
sketches
t-shirts?
for titty T-shirts, send them to us at thebrewinterviews@gmail.com.
All one word.
That's our podcasting email.
Yeah. And if you have any questions, comments, things you want us to bring up on the podcast, yeah, feel free to
Future topics.
shoot us an email.
Go for it. I'm super
Yeah,
friendly.
God,
Robbie,
questions
not
you
so
want to
much.
ask us?
What?
I'm very friendly. I'm perhaps too friendly.
Same. It's because we grew up in rural New Hampshire.
I
We're
don't think
friendly
it's
people.
that. I think it's just we're just nice people. Like when I was like in the college time frame, I was like, you know what? A lot of people do this. They're like, I'm gonna start saying yes to more things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To get more experiences. Now that I'm older, I'm like, I'm gonna start saying no. Because I say yes way too fucking much.
You know what?
And it either, I hate it.
I've been doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I have been saying no more often because I have been always such a yes person.
Yeah.
Always.
People always ask me to
everything.
do shit. People always ask me to do shit. They're like, do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? Do you want to go hiking? And I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm only 27, but I've done a lot, and it's just like I just don't give a shit.
I've lived a full life.
Yeah, I was like I don't give a shit anymore. Like I just want to hang out and do nothing and just relax. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's crazy to think about because I'm so young, but I just don't give a shit.
And sometimes, like, your interests change, or like the people you want to,
Yeah.
like the terms in which you want to hang out with people change.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I've always been like I'm such a people pleaser. Like I feel like I always say yes to people. I always want to do things that make other people happy. I've always put other people's happiness in front of mine.
For
And
sure.
like so recently I've been saying no to things that I really don't want to do. Like today, a bunch of my friends from our hometown were in the town that I work in, which I live very close to. And they wanted to do an escape room, and I was not in the mood to do an escape room today. I didn't want to leave my apartment. I wanted to relax. I haven't had a lot of time to myself lately. I've been doing a lot of running around. So you know what? I said no. I said, if you guys want to come over here for a few drinks afterwards, that's great. Come on over. I don't
Yeah.
want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything with anyone today. And in the past, I would have just been like, yeah, okay, what time? Like, I'll meet you there, even though I didn't
Yeah.
really want to do it.
I'm the same way, and especially depends like who the people were.
Yeah.
Like when I lived in Germany for 2 years, and everybody always wanted to do stuff, go sightseeing, and it's like, I don't give a shit about touristy places at all. Zero. I don't want to walk around. I don't want to spend extra money. I just want to find some place to drink and just enjoy my time off.
Which is
You know
why
what I
which is why you and I make such good friends, because
Yeah,
I feel
right.
like if you and I went to Germany together, Europe together,
Just
we would
sit
just
there
be
and
like,
drink.
let's find the pub that has
Yeah.
good beer and just hang out and chill and enjoy the culture that we
Dude,
came to
fucking-
visit, and not
Yeah.
go to all these fucking tourist traps for our Instagram pictures. Even though I
Get
love
some, yeah, exactly.
Instagram.
Get some fucking good ass food. Like I went to Prague, and it's actually pretty funny. We went to Prague. It was like, God, it must have been 8 of us, 8 to 10 of us. We got a big van. We just drove down to Prague from
Way to
Germany.
bring me, Robbie. Jesus.
Yeah, and it's funny. I mean, I was friends with all of them, but it was me and another guy, James, and the rest of them were just all of our black friends. It was like 8 black people and 2 little white dudes in the back. It was hilarious.
Going
We
to
just
Prague.
just drank in the back the whole time. Anyway, they all wanted to go, touristy stuff and walk around, and me and James were like, you know what? Let's just go get some food and some liquor, and that's what we did all
And
weekend.
that sounds fucking wonderful.
It was amazing. And we went to this underground restaurant. It was like, a restaurant they had built in an old monastery, like underground brewery.
Well,
It's
that
crazy.
sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, still like the old rock walls, like still just the exposed rock and all that stuff, like
Yeah,
underground.
yeah.
It's got water flowing. It was crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, got a good ass meal.
That sounds
It looked
wonderful.
like it looked like we were on a date because we had a 2-person table with candles in the middle.
You were on a bro date. It's fine.
Yeah, bro date. I have a picture of it somewhere,
Oh my god, can you
but
please send it
I think
to
it's on
me?
it might be on my old phone, but that shit was fun. But yeah, and like in Germany and in the places around it, there's all those hostels.
Uh-huh.
And if nobody knows what a hostel is, it's basically like a $10 hotel, but you share the room with like 30 people, and it's gross and it's like frightening. It's a good
Yeah.
place to get stabbed. And I did one once, and that was it Berlin? Yeah, I think it was in Berlin. And it wasn't as bad. Luckily, we kind of had our own room, but it was still not clean and up to like hotel specs.
Yeah.
But it's cheap, and that's what everybody wants to do. They want to do it cheap because they're cheapos.
Because fucking spending money, dude.
Yeah, but if I'm going on vacation to somewhere, I'm getting a nice hotel.
Yeah,
Or at
see,
least a good hotel.
I'm like that. Like, part of me wants to be that person that just like travels and like can pull a tent out of their car and like set up a tent like while I'm traveling. But like, you know what? I want to plan a road trip like across the country maybe next summer. I don't want to fucking do that. I want to get a hotel room like every other
Yeah.
night. Like,
You'll be miserable if you do that tent thing.
yeah, that's what I'm
Fucking
saying.
miserable.
Like, unless I had somebody to go with who like is a usual like roadside camper,
Yeah.
that's not something that interests me.
No, I'd love to do a road trip, but yeah, I'd want to have money so I could get a hotel every time we'd go somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I'm going to be planning this for
Are you
like
planning a
a
road trip?
year from now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, part of my bucket list for my life is getting is to own a growler from every state.
Like a beer growler?
Yeah, yeah. So I already
Yeah.
have one from New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, California, Florida.
No Maine?
No, I don't have one from Maine yet. I haven't been to any
Really?
breweries in Maine.
Gotta go up to like Sea Dog or something like that.
All right, so I went to my freshman year of college was in Bangor, Maine. So I have been to the Sea Dog Brewery, but at that time I wasn't drinking beer.
You weren't of age either, I don't think, were you?
Oh, no. So no, I
So that
wasn't
kinda
of age,
hinders
so I
things.
could not drink beer at the Sea Dog Brewery.
Yeah, I
But-
like Sea Dog. It's good.
Yeah, I think that the only difference is that they just have like a base, and this could be very wrong, so if I'm wrong, somebody please correct me. I think that they just have a base beer that they brew that they add flavoring to, like instead
Really?
of brewing their beer with, like, because anyone from the East Coast, I would hope, has had the blueberry Sea Dog.
Delicious.
Right, it's good, but I think it's just a beer that they brew and add blueberry flavoring to. It's not beer that's actually brewed with blueberries.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
is,
I don't know.
it's kind of disappointing, but at the same time, I don't care because I like it.
I was gonna say, as long as it turns out good, I'm okay. you know?
Yeah. But I think that that's the difference in their beer, which you can, if you have that in mind and you go taste their beer, like you can, like
You can
yeah.
tell. The blueberry taste is not, I don't want to say chemical tasting, but it's,
Artificial tasting.
yeah, almost, yeah.
Yeah. Like
whether- whether
you know
it
it's
is
a
or not.
flavoring and not like a natural like marinade of the beer.
Marinade?
You like that?
I don't know if you marinate beer at all.
No, but you know what I mean. Like it's not a flavor that's been like infused with the beer. Like it's been
Yes.
added after the beer has been brewed.
a natural profile of blueberries.
Yes, it's a fake
But I don't give a shit 'cause
profile.
I love-
If you're drinking that beer, you're getting catfished by that blueberry.
Catfish?
Yeah,
Like the show?
yeah, because it's not.
I had a friend
it's
that got
artificial.
catfished.
Oh my, I definitely got catfished that one
It's
time. You
fucking
remember that
hilarious.
chick?
Yeah, but this was like an in-depth catfish. Like this girl was just like dragging him on and saying that she was like a model. Seriously, like I don't know. I don't
That's
know if
like
he said it was
your
a Victoria's
first
Secret,
clue.
but
If she says she's a model, then like just
Yeah.
run.
and like she like had a Ferrari or some crazy shit. I wasn't really close with the guy, but and he would just tell us. I'm like, because we were at work. I was like, dude, you're getting fucking catfished. And he's like, what? No, I'm not. I'm like, yeah, I think you're getting catfished. He goes, no, we got a plan to meet up with each other. I'm like, how many meetings have you had? He's like, well, none yet. She
Yeah.
keeps canceling them.
What? Wait, what happened?
I'm like, yeah, that's how.
With all of it.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I didn't really end up talking to the kid anymore about it, but
Damn it, Rob.
we were like making like side bets at work. Like, so do you think it's a dude? Is it a dude? It'll be a dude.
It was definitely a dude. Or some.
I think-
it was like some chick who has some self-conscious issues.
Yes, I definitely think it was a girl, just by the way that she spoke. But yeah.
Despite the way that she spoke?
No, the way that she just spoke, it was
A girl.
like a girl was saying it, or a very effeminate guy. I don't know.
The way that she texted.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. So, is your second beer the beer that you've been drinking all night? The Stone?
Oh yeah, I think I got 2 left.
Nice. Do you have any other beer?
I do.
Are you
I
gonna
do,
save
but
it? Are you gonna save
I
it
don't-
for our second episode
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know. It depends how long we continue with this one. That if I need to
to switch it up?
introduce another beer, yeah. Technically, they can't see what we're drinking, so we could just lie and say that it's the original.
You can do whatever you want. I'm gonna
I
be
know.
honest with our listeners, and just
That's okay.
say that the second beer that I chose was more of a basic beer that I would usually get, which is the Pale Ale from Sierra Nevada.
That is pretty basic. You're a basic bitch. That's not what that means.
Listen, motherfucker.
Did you see their new one that they came out with?
Which one?
It's called Hoptimum.
Is it Hoptimum Illusion?
No, it just says Hoptimum Triple IPA.
Oh, that's made by
Sierra Nevada.
Optical Illusion is made
Oh
by
yeah,
Blue
that's
Point?
Victory.
Victory.
Is that Victory?
Is it Victory or Blue Point?
I don't remember. I think it's Victory.
Google it.
Either way,
Google.
that's
We're
good
gonna
too,
have a
though.
Google race.
That's okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna.
But yeah, I
I'm gonna
want
have a
to
Google
try
race
this.
with myself. Hold on.
I want
now
to try
I
this
wanna know.
Hoptimum.
Optimum.
'Cause we're-
Yeah. Listen.
We're right.
I want to make sure. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Because the brewery's so close to us, so I figured I would get it first before, a lot of people.
So fucking Hoptimum. I went to the anyone who hasn't been to Chico, California, that's where the Sierra Nevada brewery is, and I highly recommend the tour there because it was phenomenal.
It's about an hour north of me.
But I got that. What?
It's about an hour north of me, where I am right now, and I still haven't been.
You need to go, Robbie. It's
I know.
They literally have maybe 5% waste at their whole deal. It's crazy. It was a really good tour. I highly recommend it. They let you go into like the hops room where they like keep all their hops, which is one of my favorite smells, by the way. Yankee Candle, shout out. You should make a hops beer.
A hops one. Hops,
Yeah, well,
hops
they
and
sell
mashed
that
potatoes.
beer. They sell that beer candle, which smells like. I am not a fan of it. I think it smells like shit. But they should make a candle that smells like hops because I would buy the shit out of that.
Most beer smells like shit, to be honest. If you just like kind of smell it, unless it's like a real flavored one.
I don't know. I really like the smell of beer. Unless
I
it's
don't
like
hate
old
it, but I
stale
don't.
Beer.
It's not amazing. My friend Alex.
The blonde Alex.
Yes. We were at a party once
Shout
in
out.
college.
You're pretty too. Sorry, Allison.
And we were at a party, and she was super, super drunk. And we were just out on the porch, just hanging out. And she didn't have a drink, but she saw a Solo cup just sitting on the ledge of the porch.
Oh dear.
And she picks it up, and she goes to drink it.
No.
And I'm like,
no.
no. Yeah, it was just some shitty Budweiser that had been sitting out, and I just bitch slapped it out of her hand. I'm like, no, no.
At least it wasn't like the shitty Budweiser that people have been like dropping their cigarette butts in. Could you imagine?
Yeah. I don't even know if it was. I just knocked it out of her hand. And she's like, she still thanks me for that to this day.
Because you're the true hero, Robbie. You are the true hero in this situation.
Dude, we used to get shit-faced at the bars and then come home to Allison's place, and I would cook them grilled cheese sandwiches because they were too drunk to cook anything.
Because you're the true hero. Yeah. My college roommate Miranda made me a peanut butter sandwich when I was drunk once. It was awesome.
Bet it tastes like shit.
No, it tastes like peanut butter.
We're not going to tell her.
Anyways, Robbie is drinking the same beer that he was before, and I switched it up to the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. That's where I was going with this entire conversation.
I feel like I drank too much of the Pale Ale.
So the only time that I've ever, like, truly blacked out in my life was after...
Was that after Sierra Nevada?
Yeah, it was after Sierra Nevada. I drank 2 6-packs of Sierra Nevada at a friend's birthday.
Yeah.
And then went to a house party that was like an older person house party, so it was more of like a evening drinking event. Mm-hmm. Where I was greeted at the door with shots. And the lady hosting the event was a bartender, and literally, so at this point I had probably had about 20 beers.
Yeah.
Greeted at the door with shots, went outside, and she was making me drinks also, because I was standing in the kitchen talking with them. And then I partook in some
extracurricular activity.
Some extracurricular activity. And then came back in and had a couple more shots, and then threw up and blacked out on their lawn, only to be woken up by
she who shall not be named.
She who shall not be named.
Keep going.
Yeah, can we bleep her name out? Like it's a
keep
swear?
going. Yeah. We'll
We gave some
Anytime we
censorship
mention your-
earlier about swears, but we're gonna bleep out my ex-wife's name. So
Yeah, maybe we'll get into that topic for a future
yeah,
podcast.
that'll be
but for now,
our fifth topic: divorce and how you feel about marriage.
yeah, divorce. Yeah.
So I woke up to her waking me up and was like, no, just leave me here. I'm fine. Let me sleep. And then I threw up a lot more. And then I woke up in my best friend's shower, butt naked, with both my wife at the time and my best friend showering me down. So
I remember the story too.
yep. And I felt fine the next day. I wasn't even hungover.
That's
I
good.
just threw up a lot. And that's the only time I ever blacked
I-
out was after drinking a lot of
Really?
Sierra Nevada. Although I don't blame Sierra Nevada because it was definitely all the other alcohol that I was drinking
Yeah, right.
after that.
Oh my god. I'm looking at Sierra Nevada's like their beer choices. The hazy little thing IPA.
Mhm.
Have you had that? Comes in a can. I love that
I don't
one.
think I've had that one.
That one is so good. Comes in it's like a 12-pack of cans.
I don't know. I don't find a lot of
It's
other
great.
Sierra Nevadas over here except like the Torpedo, the Pale Ale.
Tropical torpedo.
Yeah, the tropical one. And then there's the double one. It's like the dark green label, which I thought was Torpedo.
Well, yeah. There's the pale ale and there's the extra IPA.
Yeah, the extra.
Yeah.
And then they have the tropical one.
Yeah. I don't remember the tropical one at all. I've had it, but I don't remember
I
it.
had it, and I remember, I don't remember not liking it, so I must have liked it, because I usually remember
Yeah.
beers I don't like over beers that, I do like, which is a problem, because then I don't remember what beers I do like. But I was there when they were doing their beer camp, so they had, all of their, collaborations.
Really?
Yeah, and it was delicious.
Do you know the band the Flaming Lips?
Yeah.
They did a collaboration a collaboration with somebody. I think was it Dogfish Head? I think they did a collaboration with them, and I don't remember what it's called, but that looked interesting.
They did a thing. I don't know what it is, but they did it, and it was good.
Shut up. I see brief parts about it, and just I don't know.
Well, during their beer, so earlier I was smashing on beers that had wheat beers.
Yeah.
And the one beer that I got a growler of, shout out my growler from California, was a wheat beer, which was really weird, but it was super sour.
Really?
Yeah, I have a picture. The picture's on my Instagram, The Wandering Kais. If anyone wants to follow me.
Insert plug here.
Yep. Shameless plug. But it was super good, and it really threw my views on beer off.
Really?
Yeah, because the description that they used was that it was like a wheat beer, and I was like, well, this is gonna be fucking gross. But it was so good. It was really sour, and I really like sour, bitter beers. Hold on, I want to look up what it is so that I can let our listeners know. You're gonna have to talk for a hot minute, Robbie, because I have to scroll all the way back to last year on my Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta go all the way back a year.
Yeah, it was June of last year. I went out to California for a friend's graduation. Ooh,
All right, next topic. We should talk about why women shouldn't be able to vote. Okay, let's go.
So Robbie makes a lot of comments that sound racist and womanizing.
I haven't said anything
but
racist.
He's not serious. Just so everyone knows, I just want to make this clear.
The job I come from, we say a lot of things that are racial but not racist. Okay, does that make any sense?
What? I wasn't listening. I was looking for my photo. I'm sorry.
We say things that are racial, not racist.
Yeah, but people don't understand.
Yeah, people are stupid, so what do you want?
Robbie, you can't say that. You're going to diminish our listeners.
People are stupid. Ooh, Smutty Nose. Remember, I haven't had Smutty Nose in a long time.
No, they're going out of business.
Really?
Yeah, dude. They fucking went bankrupt or something.
Damn, that sucks. They were good.
Yeah, I think the bank is trying to save them, but that was one of the best brewery tours that I ever went on.
Smutty
Nose. They give you a shit ton of free samples, and my ex-wife at the time didn't drink beer, so I got all her free samples, and it was on my birthday. And we went to Smutty Nose, and they also had a very eco-friendly brewery. Their lights were dimming, and they had this machine that gathered the when you separate the husks from the hops, they had this machine that would collect the gas that would create this might be totally wrong, but I'm just going off my memory from my 24th birthday or something.
Just bullshit.
Yeah, but they had this machine that would collect the gas from one of the processes that they would then reuse to power another machine. It was crazy, and they worked with local farms to give all the leftover stuff to pigs, which I know a lot of breweries do. That's a common practice, but
Yeah, any animal feed.
Yeah, I really enjoy breweries that are conscious of their like carbon footprint and like give back.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's usually, most microbrews I would assume do stuff like
Yeah,
that.
and like one of my dreams in life is to own a brew pub. So like one day when I learn
Yeah.
how to brew beer, like
Beaverbrook Brewery,
yeah,
right?
Beaverbrook Brewery.
I remember Beaverbrook is a brook, literally a brook. It's kind of where all the waste and sewage goes into our hometown.
It's where all of the
so-
pollution in our hometown.
Yeah.
like,
So we're just gonna
accumulates.
make beer with that.
Yeah. Well, I thought that.
Just-
So I make maps for a living, but I thought that like the footprint of that river would make a really cool pattern in a beaver's tail for a logo.
You've thought a lot about
Oh
this.
yeah, no, I'm very serious, Robbie. I'm gonna own a brewery.
Well, I'd say I'd put some money into it, but a lot of restaurants and stuff fail, so I don't know.
Listen,
I don't know.
I'll accept your
We'll have to see.
donation when I've had your investment when I've been
Yeah.
open for 3 years. How's that sound?
3 years.
Yeah. That way, that's
No,
like
I'll
that's
start
like
on the
a-
ground floor.
You what?
I'll start on the ground floor. I'll give you some money.
Wonderful.
I want some shares.
Well, because I also have plans for a food truck, because it's not going to just, you know what I mean?
What's the food truck?
Well, it'll be the food that we serve at Beaverbrook Brewery, but maybe I'll figure out some sort of like liquor license so I can like serve beer, like have a beer garden or something for the.
If you would like to invest in the Beaverbrook Brewery, contact us at whatever. Not gonna happen at gmail.com.
The brew interviews at gmail.com. That's.
I don't want that spam.
Never mind. That's not our email.
I'm sure I'm gonna be the one checking the email.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how to check text, so
No, I'm so bad at responding. Listen, I was talking to this girl for a hot minute that I met on Hinge, which is a dating app.
what the fuck is Hinge?
Hinge, yeah, it's my preferred dating app. Actually, I really enjoy that one.
I didn't know that existed.
Well, you should try it out, Robbie. It's great. Anyways, I was talking to
Really?
this girl that I met on Hinge, who's like kind of a folk singer, which is kind of a turn on. I like that. Anyway,
Oh, is this the one you posted?
what?
You like posted a video of her, right?
No,
No?
I haven't posted a video of anyone.
Like no, it was a bit ago. It wasn't recent.
No, I haven't. No, this chick. I was just
Maybe-
talking. To
maybe I'm
this
thinking of
chick.
someone else.
Yeah. And I don't remember where I was going with this whole story. What were we talking about?
Making your brewery and all this crazy shit, and then you said something about Hinge.
Oh, shit. Never mind. I don't remember. We're gonna edit that out because I don't fucking know what I was talking about now. What
Oh,
were we
man.
talking about?
We were talking about creating your brewery. Or do you mean before that?
No, why would I be talking about a chick? Oh,
I
I'm
don't
bad
know.
at texting back, dude. Yeah. So this chick that I was talking to from Hinge. Oh dear, the second beer. This chick that I was talking to on Hinge, we had gotten to the texting phage.
Yeah.
God damn it, texting stage.
Texting phase?
Texting
Phase
stage. Texting stage. We got into this texting stage. So we were
Yes.
texting like back and forth every day, but like she was like really slow like on the response because she was working on this album because she's like trying to be a singer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, which is fine because I'm super patient. So I would just respond when she responded. But then like Sam came over, like one of my friends from elementary school came over for the weekend, and I opened a text that she had sent, and I never responded because I was like doing something with Sam, and I didn't want to be rude and respond, so I put it back in my pocket. Never fucking responded to her. She texted me last night at like fucking 1 o'clock in the morning and asked me a question. I don't even know what it said. I know I opened it. I know I read it. Didn't respond to it. I'm really bad at responding to texts.
You respond to texts when when I'm hanging out with you. I noticed that.
I do. No. All right. So listen. If you're hanging out with me and I'm responding to texts,
Am I boring you? Is that what
no,
happens?
no. So I only respond to texts when I'm with people if I feel very comfortable with them. Like I know that they're
Yeah,
not
you
going to
just
be.
don't want to be rude.
What?
I give you shit all the time.
Yeah, no, but you're Robbie.
Especially when you
Like,
text
I
and
don't give-
drive.
I probably wouldn't do it now because I'm much more conscious about it. I haven't seen you in like 3 years.
1 year.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It's been less than a year.
That's true because I was.
Yeah, you were.
Shit.
Name drop.
Oh, shit. Well, we'll just bleep that out. It's
Just
fine.
reopen that wound.
Ooh, she did not take that well, my friend.
I'm on Stone, the Stone Brewing Company, which I'm drinking right
Yeah.
now. They have a beer called Punk and Drublick. That's awesome.
I love that.
I had never heard of this before.
Do they distribute that one on
I would
my
assume
coast?
so. I don't know.
Okay. I had I think it was Tangerine Express.
Yeah,
last
I
summer.
haven't had that one yet.
Oh, it was delicious.
Really? Damn.
I know it because I kept the bottle.
I want to try that one.
Everyone out there, I have an extensive beer bottle / can collection.
Yeah.
I keep asking my parents if I can take more shelving from their house so I can hang up more beer bottles.
You could build a shelf pretty easily.
Oh, I could, but why build it when I have access to like old antique shelves?
Yeah. I wish I could. I mean, I could put up shelves. I just don't want to. Because
Why not?
I don't want to lose my security deposit.
You just fucking patch the hole.
Yeah,
up,
but then
Robbie.
they'll still be like, oh, we can still see the hole, blah, blah, blah. And
Not if you patch it up good enough. How are they gonna
they'll know. They'll know. Has anyone ever got their full security deposit back, ever? Bullshit.
I have. Robbie, I got my full security deposit back in my last
That's
apartment.
bullshit.
And I filled the holes in with toothpaste. I didn't even use plaster. I
that's
just
such a
filled
dirtbag
them in with
thing.
toothpaste. I got my full security deposit
Jeez.
back.
I probably won't. Only because I live in a shitty neighborhood, so. Shout out to Marysville, California. Don't stab me.
No.
Seriously, I was. Last weekend, I think it was like Sunday, I was just drinking, and I have a big glass screen porch, you know? And I look out the window, and there's these two kids. I think they were kids. They were like huddling down behind cars in the parking lot. And I'm like, what the fuck
That's
is. Yeah,
weird.
I'm like, what are they doing? And I just kept staring at them. And then they looked up and they saw me and they fucking took off. And I'm like,
Uh-oh.
what the fuck could they have been doing? And I went out and I checked the cars, and it looked like they were unscrewing license plates. Who the fuck does that?
People who want to steal
You don't steal a
cars.
license plate off of it right away. Like,
No, you steal other people's license plates and you put it on the car that you steal so that it's like harder to trace
Ugh.
right away.
I feel like that'd be easier
Fake
to
plate,
trace. them.
Robbie. Have you not
That's
ever
not a-
watched a spy video? Jesus
That's not a-
Christ. You're the movie buff
It's not a
here.
fake plate, though. That's a real plate. They would just trace that plate.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be for the same car, so they wouldn't have like an owner.
Yeah,
and
no,
shit.
there's a lot of shady shit that goes on in my neighborhood. I'm
That's
sure, and there's the Eat My Pussy
I
lady.
thought that like southern.
I told you about the Eat My Pussy lady, right? So,
Yes.
so I was,
But let's retell the story for the listeners because I'm sure they'll get a kick
yeah,
out of this shit
so
too.
my apartment complex is right next to a gas station convenience store, which is great. I love them. They're really nice people. And it's convenient when you're drunk. I was drunk, and I walked over to the convenience store, and as I'm walking into the store, there is a woman next to like the air pumps for your tires, and she goes, would you like to buy a sleeping bag or some Camel cigarettes? And I'm like, yeah, literally a sleeping bag. And I'm like, nah, I'm okay. I got my own sleeping bag. And I was trying not to laugh, but I ignored it because I was drunk. I walked into the convenience store, and I go over to the drink aisle, and I'm just looking at all the different drinks. And she follows me into the store. And
Crazy.
yeah, and this
bitch.
store is
What the
pretty
fuck?
small. Yeah, this store is about the size of the first floor in your old apartment, maybe a little smaller actually. And
Yeah.
the top of her lungs, she goes, "Woohoo! Who wants to eat this pussy?" Like super loud, and I am just dying.
I almost just spit my beer out all over the place.
And the owners were so pissed because they're I think they're Pakistani. By the way, they were just like, not ready for that.
I don't think I would be ready for that either. Although if
Yes.
somebody had come into my store and been like, "Who wants to eat this pussy?" I would have lost
Oh my God.
shit.
And she was dead serious too. Dead serious.
Did she get any
No,
takers?
God, I hope not. She was a monster. I don't. Yeah.
No one in the store was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, you like 3 teeth and bad pussy? Here I am. At least she had a sleeping bag, though. You could just get in that.
Potato sack, race it away.
It was a real sleeping bag. I saw a sleeping bag. Who buys a used sleeping bag? A used sleeping bag, let alone from a fucking homeless woman. Like, oh my God.
Hobos.
Yeah,
would.
even the fucking streetwalkers over here would be like, no, that's disgusting. Like,
Oh shit.
get out of here.
You have a lot of streetwalkers over there, Rob?
We got everything here. We got streetwalkers, got gangbangers, homeless people, you name it. It is a colorful neighborhood.
Well,
Colorful.
damn.
I love it. I always tell people, I'm like, you should move to my neighborhood. They're like, no, it's okay. Like, I like my life. Yep.
Well, you live in a haunted
Yes, I
apartment,
do.
though.
I don't know
Yeah,
if I want to tell that
us
story.
about that, Robbie.
So, I live in this is a small 1-bedroom, and I first moved in here. It was fine. And since I live alone, I shit with the door open. It's something I do, and I enjoy it. I like the cool breeze. I like to wave to my neighbors through the front window. And I was sitting on my toilet, and the door to my linen closet just swings open. And I didn't think much of it, so I closed it. And it happened like day after day. I'm like, this is fucking weird. And it looked like a horror movie, like the door just swinging out. And I was like, oh, this is fucking weird. I'm like, this place is fucking haunted. There's ghosts. There's something going on here. So one night when I was drunk, as most of these stories go, I took my drill. and
Because that's what everyone wants to hear.
So
I got drunk and I took my drill.
I took my drill, and sadly, like normally, like if you're drunk and you have a drill, you don't really think things through. I pre-drilled a hole with a drill bit. Like I didn't just stick a drill, like a screw, and drill it in. I pre-drilled a hole. Which
is what I would have done and have done in the past.
Yeah, exactly. I pre-drilled a hole, so I thought about it, and then I drilled that fucking linen door shut.
Well, that's why you're not getting your security deposit back.
Oh yeah, there's a fucking hole in there. And I kept it closed for a long time. And then one day I got an Uber, and the Uber driver picks me up in front of my apartment, and he goes, "Hey, you live here?" I said, "Yeah, of course." And he goes, "Oh, my bitch of an ex-wife died in one of those apartments." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck." He's like, "Yeah, they didn't find her fucking body for like 3 weeks." And I'm like, "That's horrible." And then I started laughing, and I go, just for shits and giggles, I'm like, "Do you know which apartment she lived in?"
And that was your first mistake. I don't know why you did that.
Exactly. And he's like, "Oh, 106 or 107. And I'm like, "Oh, man, I live in 107. He goes, "No shit." like, "Oh, man."
So his bitch of an ex-wife is opening and shutting your linen closet.
So my place is definitely haunted. And before I moved in, they had like a week ahead of time where they replaced the carpeting and stuff like that. So I'm like, "Oh, this bitch died on the carpet." And that's
I don't know. They replaced the carpet in my apartment before I moved.
Yeah, but there's so many other things that add to it.
Oh my god.
If it was just the carpet replacement, I wouldn't have thought twice about it. But the carpet, the haunting, the evidence of the man that said his bitch of an ex-wife died there.
His wife died in my apartment. Fuck,
he told me about her. She sounded like a bitch. I love Uber. Have you ever used Uber?
Well, listen, I went to Boston recently because I live in New Hampshire and Boston is the biggest city near me for lesbians. So I went to my first gay club that I remember because apparently I went to P-Town the summer before and don't remember any of it because I drank a lot of tequila.
P-Town?
But I went to my friend's house who I had met in P-Town before. That's what P-Town came
Yeah, okay, there you go.
All right. So I met my friends and they lived kind of far from this gay bar that I was going to, but they helped me Uber. I had to ask them to help me Uber because I had never Ubered before. So
that's your whole fucking story? Is that what you're fucking...
No, it's terrible.
Jesus Christ. I tell this amazing story about a haunting. And you're like, well, one time I was in Boston and somebody helped me because I'm an alcoholic and fuck you. Like,
Robbie, I have to go to
shitty
bed.
ass story.
You're 3 hours behind me and I had to take a nap before this podcast.
I could have done it earlier. I could do it earlier.
I know, but I couldn't. I wasn't mentally in a state for that. See, this is why I blacked out after having that Sierra Nevada before.
Too much beer. I blacked out my first time, freshman year of college.
With the nachos, right?
Yes, and I woke up in the fucking random hallway with some girl eating nachos while she was crying. And that's all I remember.
Oh, I don't remember that she was crying. I remember you waking up with some...
She was crying.
To some girl.
I know who it is, so I'm not going to say the name, but she was crying.
Is she okay?
Oh, yeah. Just drunk girl stuff. Most drunk girls cry.
Yeah, I fucking know.
Like my friend TJ, he fucking hates it. He hates it when girls do that crying shit. And we were outside of a bar in Germany, and some girl was just on the ground crying, just like... just bawling her eyes out, mascara running, all this crazy stuff.
Jesus Christ.
I saw her, and I'm like, oh, I hope she's okay. And my friend TJ's first idea is to go over to her, get in her face, and go, where? He goes,
oh my God.
He goes, I'll give you something to fucking cry about.
No, this poor girl. Oh my God.
Fucking hilarious. She's fucking German, so she probably didn't understand what he said anyway in the first place, or didn't realize it. And it was so great. So great. I miss that guy. He just did whatever the fuck he wanted. He did not care.
Would you ever do that? Would you ever go up to a girl who was crying and just be like, "Wah"?
No. God, no.
Good. That's so mean. What
But
if
it
she was
was-
having just like a really bad day?
I'm sure she was, but it's no reason to cry in public.
If you ever see me crying in public, it's because I'm having a real bad
Oh
day.
yeah, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you and just like.
Which I don't actually doubt because I know that.
I
you
know.
do.
Get you out of the funk. You're gay. I can do whatever I want to.
Oh,
Even though you like flinch in public when I do stuff.
I know.
Make me look
Part of
like
that came from
make me look like a fucking wife abuser or some shit like that.
an abusive husband. Robbie's my abusive husband when we go out.
Don't
to...
say that shit. Lauren does stupid shit that sometimes deserve a swift punch in the arm. Is that so bad?
Yeah. I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, until the cops show up.
Yeah.
Oh, you're drinking out of a glass?
Yeah. Well, it was really for our Instagram photo.
Oh, you made one already?
No, I took my picture. You have to send me your picture so that I can side by side them and post them when we do our first podcast.
We're doing our first podcast.
No, but like when we post our first
Yeah.
podcast.
Eventually. Speaking of Instagram, you can find us at the Brew Interviews, all one word.
Plug this thing like
Plug it.
5 fucking times, and I love it. I'm shamelessly plugging everything.
Plug it at the end.
All
I'm
right.
gonna plug it in the butt. I'm gonna plug it.
Are we gonna plug our butts now, Robbie? Or are
No,
we
not really
wrapping
into
this
butt
shit up?
plugs, but yeah, we can totally wrap this stuff up. I don't know how long we've even been on.
It's like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah,
gonna bring
we'll
it.
cut it down. We'll cut it down to like an hour.
Yeah,
and shit.
it'll be a lot of it will be cut out and all the blank spots.
Yeah, I'll work on.
I could do
that
an
this week.
outro if you want.
Yeah.
We
Or
do.
should we end our podcast with like a certain topic, or should we like?
I mean, we've talked about a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Do you want to do fire questions or like trivia or like something?
Trivia?
To like just
I don't think
Yeah.
we need to. I mean,
like a fun fact
A fun-
to end our podcast.
a fun
with.
fact. No. I don't-
Yeah, like a fun beer.
A fun
fact.
beer fact. If anything, that should be at the beginning.
Okay, we should start out with a fun beer fact, I think.
Yeah.
And then talk
Yeah.
about our
Or
beers.
yeah, either we could pretty much put that in anywhere.
Word. How do we want to end it though? I'm keeping that. I'm keeping it. That was
I can
beautiful.
think of something to wrap it up.
Well, think of it
Okay.
now, bro, because we're
I know.
wrapping it up.
I know. We're about to do it now. Be quiet.
Okay.
You good?
Yes, sir.
You can drink. I don't really care.
Well, I am drinking.
Yeah.
So.
All right, guys. We've been talking for almost 2 hours now. Apparently, according to my assistant Lauren. Yeah, this is our
I'm
first
a bad
episode.
assistant.
Yeah, I think it went pretty well. Hopefully, we continue this for more. You know, we're gonna try to do this maybe weekly, maybe bi-weekly. We'll see how it goes.
Bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly. We have busy schedules. and we'd like to
AKA,
do this
I
up.
can't respond to texts.
Yeah, that
and
too.
Robbie.
Yeah, and we don't need to drink too much beer.
That
But
too.
it's actually been pretty fun. I like doing
Yeah.
this. I like being able to talk about different subjects and bring all this stuff together. It's pretty awesome.
I agree.
Should have done this.
We bring beer, friendship, and important topics.
And pussy. Yeah.
And pussy. What up? Not
we'd like,
sorry about
yeah,
saying pussy.
yeah. We'd like to thank anybody who tunes into this trash. I mean, this would be great. Anybody that can.
If anyone likes to listen to us talk, send us an email at thebrewinterviews@gmail.com.
Yeah. All
Any
one word.
topics you want to
Yeah,
hear?
and it's the same for our Instagram. You can, direct message us there if you really want to. You can find us at Twitter at Brew Interviews. There is no the. It's just Brew Interviews because you can only have a certain number of characters in Twitter because they suck. But I love them, so use them.
Also, do you want to plug our
I mean, you can plug
personal-
yours. I don't post anything like that.
So Robbie's not cool and he doesn't have any like fun social media, but like if you want to follow me personally on Instagram, it's the Wandering Keyes, Keyes. And I don't remember my Twitter because I had to make it.
You don't need to follow
get
our
to-
Twitter. You'll be fine.
Yeah, don't because all I do is follow Ellen and us at the Brew Interview.
Yeah.
Our
And,
Brew Interview.
yeah, and tune in next time. Hopefully, we want to talk about video games a little more. We're going to make our top list of at least top 5 to 10 video games of all time. So if you're into that stuff, obviously tune in. Other than
Yeah.
that,
Or if you like beer, because we
yeah,
talk about that
beer too. There will definitely be beer. There will definitely be drinking. So tune in next time. Good night.
Yeah. Good night.
Here they're going to talk about your brews now.